Good morning, class. How are you doing? All right. Now, most of you very well. I believe you've been asking Shadrach, how is he doing? I'm there. By God's grace, I am alive. And today we are going to continue with our substance 3 variables and equations. And as before, now you remember that the last time we met, we were talking about how do we find the values of variables in equations. How to find x, maybe y in an equation, the value. Today we are going to continue on another indicator under this substance 3, and that is representing a problem for a given equation. Now they will give you the equation and you just tell a story about that equation. You will try to form a story out of it. Now, so you can tell a story that an equation represents, or give a verbal expression about what an equation. So that equation, when it's given to you, you have to try and what give a story about it, and then that's help us to be able to think. You know, sometimes we need to think. This allows us about how to be able to create, think, and come up with solutions for a problem. So we'll take a couple of examples here, and then based on that we'll go. So example, I have given an equation here. Given x plus 7 equals to 12. This is an equation. How do we tell a story by using this equation? Or how do we what? Give a verbal expression about this equation. Now I've given an example here. Maybe if I read the examples and discuss, you'll be able to also see something on your own. Now here, Kwajo puts 7 of oranges in the box, and a friend also put some oranges in the box. They counted and found that there are 12 oranges, or they counted and found that there were 12 oranges in the box. How many oranges? How many oranges did the friend put in the box? So realize that Kwajo put 7 oranges in a box, and a friend also put some oranges in the box. So Kwajo put 7 oranges in the box, and a friend also put some oranges in the box. That is the friend. He also put some oranges. Kwajo put 7. The friend also put some oranges, which we don't know the x. Some oranges. So a friend also puts some oranges in the box. So that some oranges is unknown. That is the x, the variable. We don't know it. And they counted and found that there were 12 oranges in the box. How many oranges did the friend put in the box? So I have, based on this equation, I have formed a story out of it. I have formed a story out of it. Based on this equation, Kwajo put 7 oranges in the box, and his friend also put some oranges in that box. And they counted all the oranges and realized that in the box there were 12 oranges. So how many did the friend put in the box? So how many did the friend put in the box is what is the variable here, the x. Are you getting it? So I formed a story out of it, out of this. Right? So this is what we are going to do. They will give you the equation, then you will have to form a story out of the equation. Abena kept 7 pencils in a box, and her friend also kept some pencils in that same box. They counted the pencils and found that there were 12 pencils. How many pencils did the friend kept, or did the friend keep in the box? So you realize that here, the story that I just told you is about this equation. That is how we are supposed to do today, representing a problem for a given equation. So they give you the equation, you have to make a story for that equation. I hope you are getting it. Alright, we'll take a couple of examples and then you'll be able to also form stories for a given equation yourself. So we move on. We'll move on to the next equation. Move on to the next equation. Look at the second question, or the second example. N minus 3 is equal to 15. It's an equation. We are going to build a problem for this equation, or tell a story for this equation. So this is what I said. There were some bats on a tree. That is, some bat is the alphabet that we are looking for. Some is we don't know it. A hunter killed 3 of them. That is, the hunter killed 3 of the bats that we don't know. The rest flew away, and they were 15. The rest flew away, and they were 15 in the number. How many birds were on the tree? Are you getting it? This is an equation. I have formed a story out of this equation. There were some bats on a tree. A hunter killed, that's some bat, that's the end, we don't know. A hunter killed 3 of them. The 3 of them is the minus. Taking 3 out of it, he has killed 3 of them. The rest flew away, and they were 15 in number. The rest flew away, they were 15 in number. So the rest ran away, it means the rest ran away. They were 15 what? In number. Those who ran away, the bats that ran away were what? 15 in number. How many bats, or how many birds, or bats represent birds, how many birds were on the tree? Or you can say how many bats. So let's confuse ourselves. How many bats were on the tree? Question mark. So we realize that I formed a story from this what? Equation. So you can also form your story based on this equation. That is what we are doing. That is what we are doing today. I have formed a story out of it. I can also say that there were some cars on the road. Okay? A police stopped 3 of the cars and allowed 15 of them to go. How many cars were on the road? It's a story. There were cars on the road. A policeman stopped 3 of the cars and allowed 15 of the cars to go. How many cars were on the road? Are you getting it? So how many cars on the road is the end here that we are looking for. If we know the cars that were on the road, the police stopped 3, we know that it is true that 15 went. Because it means that if you take away the 3 cars from the cars that were on the road, 15 of them went away. So I have also formed another story right now. So you can equally also use another story or another word problems for this equation. Now look at this number 3. This one, 2n is equal to 12. It's an equation. Because something is equal to something. Numerical statement that involves equal signs. An equation. Now here I will simply say the product of 2 and a number. The product of 2. Product of 2 and a number. It means 2 times a certain number. We don't know the number. That's the n. It's 12. If here means equals to, when in mathematics is here it's representing what equals to. The product of 2 and a number. 2 and a number we don't know. That is why it represents n. It's 12. So this is also what? This one is just a verbal expression. 2n equals to 12. The product of 2 and a number is 12. I can also say 2 multiplied by a number equals 12. It's also a verbal expression about this equation. 2 multiplied by a number is the n we don't know. 2 multiplied by a number equals 12. It's also a verbal expression. So this helps us to be able to think, to create problems and solve them. So if you are able to even create the problem, you can also create the problem and then write in the form of algebraic expression. You can choose not to write the algebraic expression first. You can create your own problem, and based on the problem, you can write algebraic expression out of it. Here, flew away means they were taken away. Take away means subtract. That's what the subtraction in the question. Here, product means there was multiplication for 2n. So this is what we are supposed to know today. How to represent a problem for a given equation. So I've done a couple of the 3 for you. I'll give you at least 2. You need to form a problem as many as you can for that equation yourself. Thank you. Alright, so look at this right question. Give a story problem to represent a given equation, or give appropriate verbal expression for each of the following. So here, if you look at number 1, is n plus 20 plus 30. So you are going to form a word problem for this. Number 2, 5n equals to 30. And then number 4, 4 minus x equals to 9. So take your time. The ones I explained, the 3 options, I think I wrote this one based on those ones. So you can just look at how I explain those ones, and then you form a word problem for what? Each of them. Look at this one, you can form a word problem for it. You look at this, you can use this one, if you use verbal expression as I did for the number 3, it will help you. And then this one, you can form a word problem for it. So this is what you have to try for me. Thank you very much.